For sure.
Oh,
between
major.
the dune here, that section of beach, and then when you
Goes
get
back
out
to it.
to what's underwater at high tide, the orange is the coquina sand, and actually he's got the sieves. What I've done with kids before is have them actually take core samples of the sand, and there are marks on here, one at 2 inches and one at 12 inches, and I had them take 2 inches of sand and then 12 inches of sand. They had to beat on them with rocks, which is why they're a little mangled on the tops. But we were looking to see, does the type of sand vary the deeper down you go? And they also did it at the dune, midway, and down below high tide, and they did it up and down the beach. Let's see how this works out. Okay, so
So
there's our
that's
biggest
shell,
fraction.
but that's from, that would be stuff that's washed up from the bottom of the ocean, right?
So technically that would be considered gravel just because of the size of it, but yes, it's shell. The other thing that's interesting is the color in the different size fractions is different. So the larger size fractions that have all the shell have the orange, but when you get into the finer stuff, it's the gray and white, which is more what we're seeing down. What we tend to see is when we have beach nourishment activities that go on, they're generally putting on the beach a finer sand than, it's not a mixed sand like we have up here with the larger grains in it. It's usually a finer sand because it's generally coming from an offshore sandbar. And the way the waves work is they stir up the sand when they hit the beach, and the lighter sand gets carried out with the water, whereas the heavier stuff drops right there. And so the larger stuff tends to get retained along the water's edge, so you can see the coquina sand down there, whereas the finer stuff tends to get carried off and put in the offshore bars. And then when they pump that back up on the beach, for a while we've got all the finer segments of the sand that are on the beach.